Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi guys, welcome to episode 265 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. In case you haven't heard it yet today, you're doing all right. Don't quit. You may think you can't go on or it's not working fast enough, but you're stronger than you think, and you only fail if you quit. And you're not a quitter. You're beautifully made. Humans are beautifully made. We are magnificent in the way our brain works, in the way our bodies work, and the way we adapt to our surroundings. That's the good news. The good news about humans is that we adapt really well. I think we all saw that with COVID. Zoom is something that we all use now. Even grandma and grandpa are using Zoom, and I don't think that's going away. But the bad thing about humans is also that we adapt really well. Again, look at COVID, how quickly some just embraced staying home, isolating, how quickly we were conditioned to fear other people. That's what I'm hoping will fade. So yes, we can adapt, and that's a good thing. But we can also adapt to something that we don't like and just accept it as, well, that's just how it is. Or how many times have you said that in your life? That's just how it is. Or an even better one, that's just how I am. I mean, we grow up and somehow we get assigned these labels that we think are our destiny, when really it's just a behavior we learned from growing up in a family where we had to adapt, where we had to take on a role, maybe even to survive. But this is a behavior. This is a behavior you've adapted to. It's not who you are. Separate yourself from that behavior. Well, behavior by definition even confirms this. I mean, the definition of behavior is literally the manner in which one acts. So your behavior isn't you. It's a role you've taken on, like an actor. To take it one step further, the definition of an actor is a person who behaves in the manner of a character. So my question to you is, do you like the role you've taken on? Because now that you know you aren't your behavior, it means that you have the power to change it. That role where you're always late, you can change that. That role where you don't like to work out, that's you can change that. That role where you're a picky eater and you would never eat a salad. These are roles you've taken on and your body has simply adapted to it. Just because your body adapted to sleeping in, well, of course it's going to revolt when you start getting up at 5 a.m. to get your workout in. Of course your body revolts when you introduce salad if it's used to hamburgers and french fries and milkshakes. That's what it wants. It's craving that. Maybe you've always been a people pleaser. Maybe that's a role that you've taken on. I know that's a role that I kind of adapted to when I was a young adult. So much so that I married a guy when I was 19 that I knew wasn't right. But he was the right religion, and that pleased my parents and everyone around me. Because I was not heading in the direction they wanted if I didn't get married. I was well on my way to being cast out from everything I knew because I couldn't simply just adhere to the rules. So I got married to fix that, to please everyone around me. My new husband had some real weird ideas, but hey, he was the right religion, so it's all okay, right? Well, eventually I realized I didn't even recognize myself anymore. I had adapted to a role so well, I was losing myself. The religion of my family and my former husband did not resonate with me, but I was staying in it to please everyone else. In the meantime, I'm miserable, overweight, unhappy, and felt like I was losing my mind. So one day I just decided, I can lose my mind on their terms, or I can step away from this mess. Maybe I still lose my mind, but at least it'll be on my own terms. And here I am today, married to the man of my dreams, living life on my terms. I didn't lose my mind. It hasn't always been easy, and it wasn't without casualties. I lost friends, and one of my siblings will have nothing to do with me because I'm no longer part of that religion. My relationship with my parents is good. If you listen a lot, you know it's a little shaky sometimes, but if I'm being honest, I've created a lot of that in my head. Now, the easy thing would have been to adapt to that people-pleasing role and just stay where I was in that religion, married to a guy who was just as lost as I was at the time. It's easy short-term to maintain the status quo, but where would I be now? I don't even like to put my head there. But the good news is, I'm sure I would have adapted. The bad news is, I'm sure I would have adapted, because that's what we do. Humans adapt. But that means we can adapt to what we don't want, or we can adapt to what we do want. One is easy short-term, but very hard long-term. The other is hard short-term, but much easier and better long-term. Being wildly successful, it means living life on your terms. It doesn't mean a certain dollar amount or a certain weight or a certain number of likes on Instagram. It means you're living on your terms and you're happy with the direction your life is heading. You're not ever going to be done, and you can't get it wrong, because everything you've done has led you to right here, right where you are. If you hadn't done that awful thing in your past, you wouldn't have learned that valuable lesson, which made you stronger. If you hadn't taken that wrong path, that right path wouldn't have been lit up so brightly for you. You see, it's all okay. And tomorrow is a new day. You deserve to be happy, and you deserve to live life on your terms. Society will tell you that's selfish, but society will criticize you for everything. So you may as well do what's right for you. And you're the only one that knows what that means. Not your mom, not your professor, not your friends, you. You don't have to adapt to a life you don't like simply because it's what you've always done. Next year's going to happen whether you're happy or not, whether you're living life on your terms or not. So why not go for it? Stop acting a role and start living the life you know deep down you're meant to live. Most people have adapted to mediocrity because that's the norm. But that's not your norm. You're not average. Stop acting like it. And remember, your body may revolt at first to this new change, but you'll adapt. Your friends and family may even revolt to this new you, this new change, but they'll adapt too. My challenge to you this week is to ask yourself, do I like where I'm heading? Am I living life on my terms? Am I creating the life I want, or am I adapting to a life that just happened along the way? It's never too late, and you are never too old to change behavior, to take on a new role. We're evolving and adapting every single day we're alive. That question you have to ask yourself is, do you like where you're heading? If the answer is yes, stay the course. If the answer is no, then what behavior do you need to change to turn that ship around? The next time you start to say, that's just how it is, or that's just how I am, catch yourself and say, no, that's just how I'm behaving. That is not who I am. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.